now that mining and smithing has been increased to visual levels of 110, I decided to use the best in slot life and death pickaxe with all of the previous top 5 mining spots, in which case you will see a massive difference versus the previous Earth and Song pickaxe. Now there's a couple things to note, and I was using only these following buffs, and that will be the Hone 6 perk, the Gargoyle Familiar, the legendary Quarry Master Aura, Taga's Core Hammer, and for places that are core or mining spots, I was using the perfect mining juju, as while you are using stone sprites, it will recover your stamina 100% every time you do get an ore, which will be very noticeable for mainly dark and light Amica, and then primal ores, which you're able to do any of the 10 ores around Daemonheim. But do keep in mind, if you're an iron player, the best way to get the primal stone sprites would have to be Carapac, although they did heavily nerf it. However, he is still the best. Now, some additional things I did not use, which this is probably around the base XP rate per hour. But now, let's say if you're rocking the Furnace perk, using overloads, the rock crushing scrimshaw, and skill champas, your XP rates will be higher than expected, as I tried using good buffs that are very consistent, as the Furnace perk happens pretty hard to determine if it procs or not, and then the average. But this is my personal preference of AFKing and testing all 5 of these spots shown. I did each spot for 5 hours, and I did the average XP rates I was expecting to get. I did try using the Earth and Song pickaxe while you are using them at the Primal Ore, and you get an annoying message that your pickaxe is too low of a tier. And for that purpose, this little section right here will only include the life and death pickaxe. Otherwise, you will be getting a massively reduced experience. And yes, you are able to use the primal pickaxe plus 5, but the life and death pickaxe does benefit from being augmented. Now, the base experience rate per hour is 152,000. And if you are using urns and urn enhancer, it does bring it to 189,000. On average, you can expect to use 110 stone sprites, which is usually what you can get in 1 hour of normal mode Carapac while you are soloing it. As for the ore per hour, you can expect to get 308. But remember, you have to mine all 10 primal ores, and then once you have 1 of each, you will want to go to the furnace, and then every 1 ore makes 5 primal bars, which means you will have to be going through all 10 mining locations just to simply make all the primal bars needed for any of your smithing needs. After a lot of testing, and remember, I did this for 5 hours, I have found absolutely no difference in terms of XP rates per hour from the Earth and Song pickaxe versus the life and death. But the only thing that I did notice was that on average, you do use 8% more stone sprites, and you do get 36 extra ore at both dark or light Amica. I'm not sure if this is because the ore's defense is high enough, but low enough that you are able to do this effectively, in which case you could probably get the stone sprite ore probably about 5-6 swings. With the best in slot pickaxe, it's only about 5.5, so it just barely makes a difference. But of course, if you do this over the course of 5 hours and find the average, it's not really much of a difference, as the base XP rate is exactly the same. And that is because your stamina bar does not deplete low enough, because the ore's defense is just right, that it is perfect and consistent mining experience. Most people would prefer to train in Prifthenius at the Seren Stones, and that's because you're able to AFK for the full 15 minutes as your stamina bar never depletes, and it does not require any stone sprites. With the Earth and Song pickaxe, players could expect to get 201,000 experience, and with urns and urn enhancers, it did give an additional 50,000 experience, with an average of 260 corrupted ore an hour. With the life and death pickaxe, your base experience rate does increase by 9%, bringing your maximum experience rate per hour to 274,000 experience rate. But there is one thing to know, and that is for whatever reason, you do get on average of 240 corrupted ore an hour, which I believe this is because the Life and Death pickaxe is based off of Dwarven technology, whereas the Earth and Song pickaxe is based off of Seren, where skilling with crystal tools generally within Prifdinius did have a little secret hidden buff, so this could be why you can expect to get less corrupted ore. Now, before you do skip this part within the video for the timestamp, I do really suggest players to AFK the regular Seasalt on Cyclosis, because just like the Seren Stones, you're able to AFK for the full 15 minutes. Now, the base experience rate per hour is 120,000 experience, and the urns do add an additional 30,000. What is very special is that the salty title grind while you are doing this completely AFK, it will take you 148 hours. I have known a lot of people to do Seren Stones to 200 mil, and then they end up grinding for the salty title, so they had to repeat this process. Now, with the Life and Death pickaxe, the base experience rate is 140,000. With urns and urn enhancer, it is 174,000 experience rate per hour, which yes, it is 100,000 experience rate less than Seren Stones, but your salty title grind will only be 124 hours, which is extremely good, as previously it was minus 16% chimes an hour. The best possible mining method would have to be the golden crablets on the Uncharted Isles. This can be very annoying since you will have to spam hop short junkets, but previously with the Earth and Song pickaxe, players could expect to get on average of 248,000 experience rate per hour, and then if you are using urns, it did buff it to 310,000. And then you will be grinding the salty title eventually, in which case this does take 109 hours, as you can expect to get about 550 salt per hour, not including if you are using the fortune perk, which gives additional salt and it's added to your bank. It's not brought to the inventory. And the AFK time of each crablet on average is 4 minutes and 15 seconds. If you do upgrade to the Life and Death pickaxe, your base XP rate will actually increase by 7%, capping at, with including urns and urn enhancer, at 330,000 X rate per hour. This will also mean that the salty title grind will be 23 hours shorter at only 86 hours, since you do get a lot more salt, but instead of 4 minutes and 15 seconds of AFK, these crablets would be on average of 4 minutes. Thank you all so much for watching this, and enjoy the rest of your day. Don't forget to like, subscribe, or comment down below any video suggestions or questions you have, and I will try to answer them. And enjoy the rest of your day.